Time flies. This week we're concluding the first of the 5 Sfarim books of the Torah. We're reading Parashat Vayechi, the parsha that is named Vayechi, and Yaakov lived the life of Yaakov. And at the same time, while we are talking about the life of Yaakov, most of the parsha deals about his passing. Right at the beginning, Vayikrevu Yemei Yisrael Lamut. The days of Israel, Yaakov, who had also the name Israel, came close to his passing. And he calls his son and he tells him, Alno sikbereni b'Mitzrayim. Do not bury me in Mitzrayim, in Egypt. And indeed, once he passed, they took him to our Holy Land, to Me'arat HaMachpelah, to Hebron. The end of the parsha is about Yosef, and Yosef is passing away. And what happened with him is he also did not want to be buried in Mitzrayim, but they couldn't transfer him. So Vayisem ba'aron b'Mitzrayim, and that's the conclusion of this book of Bereshit. He was put in a coffin, and indeed, a few hundred years later, once the Exodus took place, he was transferred with them, went out with them, was with them in the desert until eventually he was buried in Shechem, in our Holy Land. And this concludes the parsha and the book where we proclaim Chazak, Chazak, v'nitchazek, strength, strength, and we will be strong. Please allow me to share the following thought. Yaakov lived be'eretz Mitzrayim. He lived in the land of Mitzrayim for 17 years. Mitzrayim, according to Hasidic teachings, represents metzarim ugvulim, limitations and boundaries, challenges, boundaries, limitations, concealments, where things are not good, not happy, not easy. Nonetheless, Yaakov lived there. And while he passed away there, his request and his wish, and actually, he was not buried in Mitzrayim. What is the difference between living in Mitzrayim and being buried in Mitzrayim? The difference is the same as living through challenges and with challenges and turning the challenges into opportunities and growing with the challenges versus being buried in the challenges. Allowing the challenges to take over. Allowing the challenges to ruin our lives. Burying ourselves in negativity. This Yaakov did not allow us to do. This Yosef did not allow us to do. Yaakov and Yosef, the beginning and the end of the parsha, are teaching us, yes, Mitzrayim, yes, exile, yes, challenges, yes, sometimes we have to take a step backwards. We have to pause. There is challenges, there are things that need to be dealt with, but chas v'shalom, God forbid, not to be buried in them, but to grow with them, through them, and they're only a step forward to Geula, to redemption. And this is part of what Yaakov Avinu lo met, what our sages tell us, that Yaakov Avinu did not die. but he lived in Mitzrayim. He lives forever because we are alive forever. That's the meaning of Am Yisrael Chai. That's the meaning of David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kayam. That's the meaning of Yechi HaMelech that we say about Moshiach. Life. Despite everything, we're going to live. And on this note, we conclude the first book of Bereshit with Chazak, Chazak, Venitchazek, strength, strength, and we will be strong. May Hashem take away all challenges from us and allow us to serve Hashem only in good health, in an affluent life, in a good way, b'toiv hanire ve'anigle, in good, the 17 years, which 17 years of the life of Yaakov, 17 is the numerical value of tov, of good, in good that is appreciated and revealed as goodness. Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom.